Hello NBA fans, every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I'm counting on you to subscribe to the channel and leave your changes to the roster will certainly be made with the arrival of new owner Mark Walter, but there will also be changes in management, and executive Rob Pelinka's performance has displeased many within the organization. His only success was bringing in Luka Doncic. And with the upcoming changes in the front office, Rob Pelinka will certainly be fired. New Lakers owner wants to hire Sam Presti, general manager of the Oklahoma City Thunder, to replace Rob Pelinka. Lakers' dream executive may be available just after Mark Walter settles in as owner. A new era in Lakers leadership could align with a rare opportunity. As fate would have it, a rare opportunity could be emerging to reshape the Los Angeles Lakers at the very top. A legit shot at landing Sam Presti may present itself. While the Lakers transition from the Buss family era to Mark Walter's leadership, ESPN's Tim Bontemps reported on the Hoop Collective that the Oklahoma City Thunder are expected to be sold soon. The timing is striking, because with new ownership often comes organizational overhaul. Walter is the new face of Los Angeles Lakers ownership, but make no mistake, he did not step into this role to keep things running as is. This is not about protecting the past. It is about pushing the franchise into a new era. With a track record of bold, forward-thinking leadership from his time with the Los Angeles Dodgers, Walter now inherits a Lakers organization with sky-high expectations. Sam Presti moving on from the Thunder isn't impossible. Fresh off building the youngest championship team in the NBA, Presti might finally be at a professional crossroads. His nearly two-decade run in Oklahoma City, which included building two separate contenders and mastering the art of trading for draft picks, may have reached its natural conclusion. A new Thunder owner might want their own people. Presti might want a new challenge. And Mark Walter just might be the right kind of partner. Lakers have chanced to reset how they operate at the top. Over the past decade, the Lakers have leaned heavily on star power and quick fixes. Sometimes it works, but when it does not, and the stars fade or the depth dries up, the entire structure falls apart. That is where someone like Presti changes everything. He builds frameworks, not just rosters. He sets a direction and finds the players to fit it. The result? A 2025 championship banner and the recipient of the 2024-25 NBA Executive of the Year. Presti has mastered being patient, but at the same time, he also knows when to strike. That balance is exactly what the Lakers need as they pivot out of the LeBron James era and into whatever comes next with Luka Doncic. If the Thunder sale goes through, and Presti even considers a new opportunity, Walter should be ready. Guys like him do not become available often. The Lakers have the appeal. They have the budget. Now, they might have the leadership willing to think big, not just in names, but in structure and stability. Should Lakers sign Josh Okogie after being waived by Hornets? The Los Angeles Lakers may have improved their roster on paper compared to the 2024-25 season, but it still feels like they're at least a tier or two away from being considered true title contenders. After letting Dorian Finney-Smith walk in free agency, the Lakers re-signed Jackson Hayes and signed Jake LaRavia and DeAndre Ayton in free agency. While essentially swapping out Finney-Smith for LaRavia and Ayton makes sense on paper, Los Angeles is still short a couple more rotation from being real playoff threats. Although free agency has slowed to a crawl, the Lakers reportedly remain committed to improving their point-of-attack defense. Too often, Los Angeles's guards and even some of their wings were beat at the point of attack by speedier guards, so adding more athleticism and quickness should be a priority. One name to watch as a potential solution is Josh Okogie, who was recently waived by the Charlotte Hornets, via Rod Boone of the Charlotte Observer. Okogie appeared in 40 games during the 2024-25 season between the Phoenix Suns and Hornets and averaged 7.1 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 0.8 assists. He shot 44.3% from the field and 34.8% from the three-point line. Okogie is a defensive-minded guard who can defend either backcourt position and even smaller wings depending on the matchup. While his offensive game leaves much to be desired, especially as an outside shooter, Okaji still showed flashes of how he can be a valuable piece on the defensive end. The Lakers could certainly use a player like Okaji on the roster, as he is a stout defender across multiple positions and doesn't require the basketball to be effective. As of now, the Lakers would need to create a roster spot to sign someone like Okaji, though that's easy to accomplish as they can simply waive Shake Milton and his non-guaranteed contract. Ideally, Okaji would be able to make opposing teams pay for leaving him open, but his defensive energy and physical play would be a welcomed addition to the purple and gold. Lakers must fix gigantic roster hole to contend for a championship. LA is going to need a Dorian Finney-Smith replacement. 7, 2025. It's obvious that this iteration of the Los Angeles Lakers needs a few more pieces if they are going to make any real noise in the Western Conference. Specifically, LA must be intentional about getting a 3-and-D guy that will be able to effectively replace the void left behind by Dorian Finney-Smith's departure. The veteran forward surprisingly left for Houston in free agency, and it is hard to overstate just how valuable his two-way presence had become for the Lakers. Finney-Smith often guarded the toughest perimeter assignment and hit the corner threes that the Stars created. That kind of player is essential when you are building around a heliocentric offensive force like Luka Doncic, and his absence is already being felt. Of course, when you have number 77 heading up your offensive approach, you're always going to have a high ceiling. But just as we saw with Doncic in Dallas, you need the right kind of connective pieces around him if you're going to maximize his talent. Especially after DFS left town, that kind of skill is particularly lacking at the moment. The Lakers need a Dorian Finney-Smith replacement. It's just painfully obvious at this point that LA is going to require more 3-and-D type players. They need someone who can chase around the West's elite guards and wings, bang in the post when needed, and hit just enough threes to keep defenses honest. The Lakers do not need another scorer, they just need someone who is going to do the dirty work without asking for the spotlight. That was Finney-Smith, and it's not currently anyone on the roster. The best teams in this conference have all made needle-moving decisions so far this offseason. There's still over 2 months of offseason left, with media day and training camp not set to begin until late September. However, the Lakers still have some catching up to do, considering what the Denver Nuggets, Houston Rockets, and others have accomplished. So if LA is serious about hanging another banner during the twilight of LeBron's career, this issue cannot be ignored. The front office has hit home runs in recent months, but there is one more swing they still need to take: find the right wing defender. Deciding factor in LeBron James staying put may revolve around key Lakers connection. Bronny James could be the driving force to having the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James continuing to work together. 17, 2025. The flames surrounding LeBron James' burning desire to lead the Los Angeles Lakers are quickly being cooled. One overlooked aspect of why it would not make sense for the all-time great to leave Los Angeles right now is Bronny James. Dan Woik and Joe Vardon of The Athletic teamed up on Wednesday morning to challenge some of the existing narratives around the fractures between James and the Lakers. There were plenty of dismissals regarding recent topics. The duo made it clear there was no trade request in the works, and there was certainly no buyout coming for LeBron and Los Angeles. The expectation that Woik and Vardon made clear was for James to be at training camp for the Lakers. One piece of intel that could have easily been lost in the shuffle came towards the end of the write-up. Bronny is thriving at NBA Summer League, which could make him a key piece for the Lakers in 2025-26. With that development, would LeBron not want to see this situation play out? Bronny James' growth makes it easier for LeBron James to stay. Woik and Vardon pointed back to a quote from last season when the older James called the achievement of playing with his son the top one of his legendary career. The Lakers duo could take things one step further this season. Bronny has shown encouraging signs of growth with every game of the Summer League experience. The time for the younger James to deliver is now, and the Lakers guard certainly knows what needs to be done for him to earn a spot in the 2025-26 rotation. In the Lakers' last matchup against the Los Angeles Clippers, Bronny caught everyone's attention. The 20-year-old guard finished the game with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 6 of 10 from the field and 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. The Clippers won the game 67-58, but the encouraging performance from James could not be ignored. The defense is indeed what will get Bronny on the court, but being able to pair that with adequate offense will keep him there. Boykin Vardon wrote, one of the biggest reasons for James to stay played well on the court. If Bronny can continue to prove why the young guard not only belongs on an NBA team, but as a part of the rotation, whatever decisions LeBron may have left to make will grow easier. Quite frankly, they may become an afterthought altogether. It's one thing to have Bronny check into a game just to get the father-son spectacle out of the way. It's a whole different situation to have both James on the court as a nightly expectation. The latter would be a tough experience to pass on for LeBron. Lakers LeBron James could be gearing up to announce NBA retirement. Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James could be gearing up to announce his retirement from the NBA, according to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points. James, 40, could retire from the NBA after next season. Many around the league are beginning to connect the dots that James may not sign another contract with the Lakers because he may not sign another contract at all, Siegel wrote. Everyone knows that retirement is on the horizon for LeBron, and multiple agents, scouts, and rival team representatives shared with Clutch Points that they believe James is gearing up to announce he will retire after the 2025-26 season. James turns 41 in December. He's been in the NBA since 2003 and is the oldest active player in the league. The leading scorer of all time, James will make $52.6 million next season in the final year of his contract. Haven't we always talked about year 23 being his last? One Western Conference scout told Clutch Points. It is clear he isn't happy with the way things are going with the Lakers, and this would be the best time for him to go out on his own terms. Not to mention, we are out here, in Las Vegas, and the worst-kept secret regarding expansion is that LeBron wants in on the team that will be coming here. James has played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, twice, Miami Heat and Lakers. He's a 4-time MVP, a 4-time champion and a 4-time Finals MVP. James has been with the Lakers since 2018. He guided the franchise to the 2020 title against the Heat at the Walt Disney World bubble. A future Hall of Famer, James made the All-NBA second team and finished 6th in MVP voting last season. He became the first player in NBA history to play with his son, Bronny James. James enters next season with career averages of 27.0 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 7.4 assists. Lakers unearthed Darius Bazley. Reality Thunder never could. Mascherano. Back in the 2019 NBA draft, the OKC Thunder opted to take a swing on the upside of prep-to-pro prospect Darius Bazley with the 23 overall selection. Throughout his tenure with the organization, he certainly showed flashes of potential as a rotation player in the association. His length proved to be a problem for opposing players when on the defensive end, while his athleticism made him a fun fast-break option as a streaker and lob threat. Unfortunately, said potential was never able to be displayed on a consistent enough basis, and, as a result, midway through the 2022-23 campaign, the Thunder traded Bazley to the Phoenix Suns, where he would ride out the remainder of the season before spending the next 2 years bouncing in and out of the league. Following an overseas stint with the Guangdong Southern Tigers of the Chinese Basketball Association during the 2024-25 season, the former first-round pick now finds himself attempting to make an NBA comeback, as he's currently suiting up for the Los Angeles Lakers Summer League team. Though he may have fizzled out of the league once, based on the way he's been performing during the annual off-season exhibitions, it seems rather likely that he'll be earning his right to return to the league in some capacity for the upcoming season, and, from the look of it, how LA is using him seems to be a major reason why. Lakers have found a way to use Darius Bazley. Thunder never did. For the vast majority of his time spent with the Thunder, Bazley was utilized as a long and lanky tweener forward, often shoved out to the mid to long range on offense and found squaring off against 3s and 4s when on defense. With the Lakers, however, coach Lindsey Harding has decided to utilize the 25-year-old primarily as a center and, to the delight of the organization, the experiment has been a major success thus far. Between both the California Classic and Las Vegas-based games, Bazley is posting impressive all-around averages of 12.3 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 2.2 blocks per game while shooting 56.7% from the floor. His overall energy and hustle on the hardwood have truly been mesmerizing, especially when seen going up against some of this year's top-billed youngsters. Bazley even managed to hold number 1 overall pick Cooper Flagg to a pedestrian 10 points on 5 of 21 shooting during their July 10 matchup. With the Summer League close to winding down, Los Angeles will soon have to make a decision on whether they wish to hold on to Bazley's services for 2025-26. Even without his emergence this offseason, the cash-strapped Lakers may have realistically opted to extend a standard deal in his direction for depth purposes alone. However, considering how well he's played following Harding's decision to move him primarily to the pivot, it appears that, be it in LA or elsewhere,